Word, word. Welcome
Yo,
back to
yo,
another episode of Modern Raps, man. My name is Matt.
this is Austin.
What's up, everyone? I'm Ben.
Yo.
Yo, yo.
Appreciate you coming by, Ben.
Of course.
We also got Martine on the camera today. Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out, Martine.
Shout out, Martin. Join the dark side.
If my hat gets out of shape at any point, you just let me know. Give me a signal.
Your choice.
Okay. What do you mean?
You can talk to either. I'll edit it. It's cool.
Can I talk to this one?
If you want.
All right, cool.
Perfect. We got a couple angles set up, bro. We getting professional in this bitch, bro. For real.
It looks beautiful in here.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Shout out to Shane, dog. Letting us use Cypher Studios again, man. We're back. And it looks crazier every time we come in here, man. I swear to God.
It's like a spaceship in here.
Hell yeah.
He's not supposed to, no one else is supposed to notice, but this is going to be a 2-story studio soon, too. They're making big moves, too. Shout out to Cypher Studios.
Yeah. He's going to have like a ladder in here to get up.
Oh, shoot. Maybe build stairs, too. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Appreciate
man.
you guys having me. Yeah. This is sick.
Yeah, bro. We appreciate you coming by. To kind of get us started here, man, let's just get a little bit of your background. Like, where are you from? Obviously, you're in San Diego now, right? But where are you born, bro? Like, what do you rep? What's your city?
For sure. Yeah. So I was born and raised in Monrovia, California. It's like just east of Pasadena. So grew up there, went to Monrovia High School. Family still lives up there, so I'll be up there pretty often. Try to go up a couple times a month to see them. But yeah, I came down to San Diego, went to school at like a little private school called Point Loma in 2013. And I've just been living in San Diego ever since. So that's little on my background. But yeah, I don't know if you want me to get any more in depth than that, but
Yeah,
definitely love Monrovia, love San Diego. I got love for both cities, so
Yeah,
That's right.
Likewise. I mean, we kind of have a similar background, bro. I know we talked about it a little earlier, but me being from Pasadena, same thing. Came down here to go to school. I'm actually gonna be back home next week, so
there we go.
yeah, man, got to catch another Dodger game, of course. Of course.
Shit. So I grew I never really watched baseball like growing up. I mean, like I would go to Dodger games just because that was the LA team, but when I came down to San Diego, I would go to like way more Padres games. So I'm officially converted to a Padre fan, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I know we got Austin happy about that one, man.
Yeah.
You almost wore the jersey today,
Yeah,
right?
I was about to rock one.
What do you got, the City Connect? Yeah. Do you fuck with the City Connects or no? Like
Uh,
the new jerseys?
Yeah,
You do?
that shit hard, but I really like the OG, like, navy blue one, though,
Yeah.
too.
Those are hard.
That shit hard.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like the brown ones.
That brown go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Like
Yeah.
no other team was wearing that. Like when they bought that as like their new uniform. To me, that was hella dope because it makes you stand out, right?
Yeah. When did they rebrand and do that? That was like
It wasn't too long ago because
it
what
was like
Tatis was
2015
like,
or something, 2016 maybe.
something like that. Like right after, was it right before Tatis like debuted or something like that?
I think so.
Because I remember when we came out here, 2013. So they were definitely wearing navy blue at that time.
Yep. I remember that too.
Tell them the truth, you own one.
Yeah.
Ah, man, why you gotta feel like that?
Today?
I got the Tatis jersey. I'm not gonna lie, man. That
Oh,
boy's
for real?
nice.
You really?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I respect his game, bro. I
Hell
can't
yeah.
really
There we
be a
go.
hater,
He's exciting to watch, man.
He
He's
is.
coming back soon.
Except when he's riding dirt bikes, apparently, because I don't
Yeah.
know what the hell's going on, bro.
Jesus. Come on.
Somebody get him on a waiver, bro. He can't do that no more.
Yeah. Really.
Word. So kind of getting into what you do, bro. Like you're into music, obviously. That's why we got you on the show. Kind of what inspired you to get into entertainment? Was it always music based? Were you ever into anything else?
Yeah. So growing up, my mom, when I was a kid, like she didn't really put me in sports. I was doing like theater as a kid. I was like a theater kid. Shout out to all the theater kids out there. But yeah, I did that growing up. I was pretty good at it. And then I got into like acting. Went to like I was doing like auditions every week. I was like I got one we lost camera 2 over there. I was in one Home Depot commercial. So that was sick. That was my one and only like little job that I landed. But yeah, so just doing that growing up. And then like I always played instruments. Like my mom made me play piano when I was younger, and then I started playing drums when I was like in middle school. and my brother played guitar. So like I was always in bands with my brother. Like our neighbor played bass, so we would always be jamming, and we do like battle of the bands and play like family birthday parties and shit. So music was always definitely around. Um, and then when it came to rapping, I think I was like a sophomore or like a freshman in college. I came back one summer, and my neighbor at my parents' house, he just hit me up one day. He's like, "Hey, come outside real quick." So I came out, and it was two me, him, and our other friend, and they were like, "Hey, we should start rapping." And I was like, "Okay." So like that whole summer, I was just over there writing, and like there was like one studio in Monrovia that we knew of, like a buddy that went to high school with us. So we went and were recording with him and everything. And then I just started doing my own thing. Came back to school in San Diego, and I would drive up to Hollywood to like some studio that I found on Craigslist and just start doing that. And it was so bad. Like all the music I made was so terrible, and it just didn't sound how I wanted it to sound. And like I could only make it up there maybe like once or twice a month, so it just wasn't really panning out. And then I got to iHeart when I started working at iHeart Media. Me and this, have you ever met Michael? Did you ever meet Michael Martinez?
I don't know if I ran into him, bro. I was only there for like 6 months, to be honest with
Okay.
you.
I don't know. He left before I even left, so I don't know. I thought maybe if you'd seen him at like a iHeart get together or something, but he was in a band called All Star Weekend, and they were like on Disney Channel way back in the day, and they were like on tour with Selena Gomez and shit. And so he had like a huge background in music, and he was producing, and we both started at iHeart on the same day, and we just hit it off. He was like, "Oh, you rap, I produce." So we started working together, and then we started a group called RAD. And I'm giving you like the really long-winded version of the story, but
No, this is perfect.
yeah,
That's what we do it for.
yeah, we started making music together. We put out like 2 projects and a bunch of singles, and did like performed a bunch of shows together. And then like in 2019, I want to say, I started just making music on my own. And that's kind of how everything came to be. And then I just started dropping more and more, and now we're here. But yeah,
Hell yeah, dog. I mean, the consistency is crazy and the versatility. I know we talked on that earlier.
thank you, bro.
Yeah, I actually heard your first album. It was the Enterprise. Well, I don't know if it was your first one, but I heard of you in 2019 with the
Mhm.
Enterprise, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Jordan. He was at iHeart. He's the one that put me onto your music, man. And
Oh, Jordan.
the first song he actually showed me was Britney.
Because
So
he did the video for it too. Like we did like a little video at some sushi restaurant, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
hell yeah, bro. That's a crazy track. Honestly, you want to play it real quick?
Shit, we could play it. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Let's do
let me
it.
hear it. No, throwback,
A little sample.
right?
Glowed up, bitch, on flashlight. Oh, please count my stacks right. 20 on my whip, bitch. Oh, go check your gas light. Seen them bitches with you. Goddamn, that's a bad sight. She said, "Ben, you so cool." Sushi boy, I rap tight. Stacks up in my bag. Damn, I guess you pack light. Pockets looking thick too. Beefing up my backside. Bitch, I got that juice too. In the
They still
sauce,
hear
get
us?
baptized.
Or is
Boy,
it
you
our
better
mic or off?
respect
I'll
me.
work.
If not,
While
you
this
get
is playing.
chastised. Goddamn, do this in my pastime. Yeah, goddamn, team, that's the franchise. Pop off like a landmine. Don't give fucks I can't find. Don't keep lames around me. Dab me up, I sanitize. Don't be in the sun too. Step out, I get mad fried. Any boy, they love me. Winning by a landslide.
Maybe what? Oh, okay. It'll still pick up my audio. Okay.
Too quick, can't rap alone on my shit. My whip too fast, I'm going with your bitch. Out of driveway skirt and hit the 210. Everybody like, oh shit, is that Ben? I'm so bagged up, I'm the Baghdad. I got old money, that's a grand bag. I be taxing hoes, Uncle Sandbag. Stacking this in a Japan bag. Yinny, I'm the man ho. Always get back to the Benz though. I ain't playing with these chicken heads, but they
Oh,
stay
my
on
bad.
No, you're good. You're good. What's going on?
There's like a little sample in there where he's like, he fucking 360 so hard his cheeks clapped or something like that. I don't know if you hear that little sample, but that's Noah Woods. You know who Noah Woods is?
Yeah, that's a throwback. I've heard of him. Wasn't he? Was he with 24 Hours in them? Or
Yeah,
like,
Made in Tokyo and Private Club. He like went on one of their first tours together, but I became like good friends with him. We never actually even met in person, but like I hit him up. He followed me, I think, and then I followed him back, and I was like, "Hey, let's work." And I got him on my first project, and then he was on 2 songs on the Enterprise also. But yeah, that's that little sample in there is Noah Woods.
nice, bro. I mean, I saw that. I saw you had a song with them on there too. Was it You gotta remind me. What was the name of that track?
He's on 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's on like the original version, and then he's on Junie Cortez also. Which like those are two of like I think my most played songs still. Like those shit, they're still in my top 10 on Spotify. Like they've never left. So
Yeah.
Noah Woods is he's the man. Shout
Yo,
out Noah.
longevity, bro. Longevity.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Hell yeah. I mean, you just did a remix or two, right?
Yeah, like 3 years later.
Yeah, you dropped that in the track, right? You said you did it. It was with Dana Mar, right?
Yeah, Dana Mar. Yep.
Nice, nice.
I think I posted something on Instagram with that like the song in the background, and he commented. He's like, "Oh, this is sick." He's like, "This beat is dope." He's like, "Send this to me." He thought I hadn't released it yet, cause like I put out so much music that people like a lot of the shit gets lost with the volume of music that I put out. But he was like, "Oh, send me this," and I was like, "It's already out, but we could do a remix." And so I sent him the beat. He sent the verse back like the same day, and then like 2 weeks later we shot the video, and then it was out.
Dang, that quick.
Yeah, it was super fast, super
Dang.
quick little turnaround.
Okay.
Dana Mar's dope though. Check out Dana Mar.
Hell yeah, man. We still got to get him on the show, man.
Yeah.
We had something set up. It kind of fell through, but dang, when you watch this, bro, we looking for you next, dog.
Yeah, come on, Dane. We'll do the next one together, me and Dane.
Hell yeah, let's do that. We got to run it back.
That'd be fun.
Yes, sir. Speaking of songs and dropping, how many songs have you dropped this year?
This year I think I put out 4 or 5 singles so far, and one 14 song project. So yeah, got another one on the way, but maybe 2 more before the end of the year. We'll see what happens.
Hey, looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's been like a slower year, I feel like, for me for dropping music. Like usually at this time of the year, I feel like I would already have 2 projects out and like 10 singles or something crazy, but it's been a little slower. So we're about to pick up the pace.
Word. I mean, when it comes to just sheer volume of music, I've seen like you were saying, bro, you drop multiple projects a year. Like, how are you able to sustain that, dog?
Just because I think I record myself, I think that helps a lot. Like, don't have to go to a studio and like rely on an engineer to be there, or like even like getting beats. Like, I feel like that's a lot of things. Like, something that a lot of rappers will get hung up on is they're like, "Oh, where do you get beats from?" And it's like, bro, you just look on YouTube. Like, there's like YouTube producers that you can just go and like lease the beat out, and like maybe someone else is gonna have it, but like, you might have 2 rappers with the same beat, but fuck it, like I don't mind that, So I think that's how I've been able to put out such a high volume of music, is just because I record myself and I just grab beats off YouTube. So
That's game right there.
yeah,
For real,
Shout
dropping
out.
gems, dog.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
grab those YouTube beats, beatstars.com.
A lot of things that artists are doing lately too is like sampling off of like old school R&B songs and putting that into their music. So
For sure.
definitely been doing that too with a couple
Yeah.
of yours too.
Hell yeah, definitely. I love sampled beats. I just think it, brings a whole other element to the song. So
It does. It definitely does.
yeah.
And then kind of in that same vein, what are some of your biggest, or I guess some of your favorite songs that you've made in the past and most recently?
Let me pull up my catalog, because like it always changes, and like to be honest, like I listen to my music so much. Like I don't know. It's fun to go back and listen to the shit, and I think that's also why I put out so much music, is just because like I have fun going back and listening to it. So I always want to be putting shit out, because like like 20 years from now, I'll probably still be listening to my shit from 2019. Like that's why I put out so much. But definitely this new Wipeout song, I think, is probably like one of my favorite songs I've ever made. Like, I remember as I was making that, I was like, oh, this shit is gonna blow up, and it's like it's doing all right now. It's not doing crazy numbers. Like, I thought it would do a lot better, but that's definitely what, like, instantly I knew. I was like, this one is gonna be big. So that one for sure. Let me just look and see what else. I think Wrong One is like I always go back and play that. That one's from like 2020. Wrong One is one of my favorites. Outro, I think, is all-time favorite on What's Up Goddamn 2. I'll give you 2 more. I think two is good too. I like that one a lot. I don't know. I like them all. I fuck with all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as an artist, bro, you gotta love your own work, right?
Yeah. But there's definitely, there are songs of mine that like I like more than others. But like when you put out that much music, I feel like you're definitely gonna look back and be like, all right, that one's a dud. Or like, I don't like this one as much, but I still go back and listen to them all.
Word. That's special. I mean, I've met artists that not that they don't listen to their own music, bro, but they kind of just I don't know. It's weird to me if you're not
gonna
playing
do
your
it, who
own
else
stuff.
is? Yeah, like if you're not gonna be listening to it, who else is gonna listen to it?
Exactly.
Someone's got to do it.
We got Wipeout queued up. You want to play that one?
Yeah, let's rock Wipeout. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. They talk shit back then, they like it now. Tryna ride this way, but they wiping now. Yeah. Hey, I'm in tip top shape in the place to be. They say we boys, but them boys ain't straight with me. Nah, I'm fuck with you. Call me Tom, cause I'm petty. My skin on smooth and my pockets on heavy, and my rockets on ready. Pop, you already on the floor, cause I rock them already. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm just tryna rock steady. It's a Porsche, not a Chevy. Sitting on this Deuce. Can't worry about the past, it's a new day. No shots, let's get loose, babe. Had the weekend, we do this on a Tuesday. So shit back then, they like it now. Tryna ride this way, but they wiping now. I'm top down, whipping on the IA. You pocket watching, boy, your shit lightweight. My wrist on water, hydrate, you can get this shit too. Why wait? I just bent the block, right off Logan Avenue. Oh, she bad. I was busy folding cash. The weather was like overcast. She's like, can you pull over to the shoulder pass? Now we sipping on this Deuce. Goddamn, I'm the motherfucking truth, babe. Whipping fast, trying to figure out how to get this shit to last. Yeah, show me what you got. I need some options. You can count on me to keep it poppin'. Can't stand these motherfuckers. My knees is locking. Gators on my feet, but my seats is ostrich. Sipping on this Deuce. Can't worry about the past. It's a new day. No shots. Let's get loose, babe. The weekend we do this on a Tuesday. Talk shit back then, they like it now. Tryna ride this way, but they wiping now. They wiping now. Hey, can't fuck with me. Talk shit back then, they like it now. Tryna ride this way, but they wiping now. They are. Talk shit back then, but they wait. Talk shit, but they like it now. Tryna ride the way, but they wiping now. It's been
Hell yeah.
God damn it.
That shit was a vibe.
Thank you, bro.
For real,
Appreciate it.
Like straight like summer sunny day vibes.
So that project that it's gonna be on, I haven't even announced it yet, but I'm gonna call it Shelter Island Nights. Like when I was in college, you ever been to Shelter Island? You guys know where
I've
Shelter
heard
Island
about
is?
it. Yeah, I heard about it. Never been yet.
It's like a amazing view of the city, and like in college, that was like where I would always go, like have bonfires, like on the weekends. That was like where we'd go, and there was one little liquor store up the street from it that didn't card, so we'd go and get beer, get alcohol, and then show up at Shelter Island and then just throw a massive bonfire. And that was like my favorite spot. Still one of my favorite places in the world is Shelter Island. So I'm gonna make a project that's like fully inspired by just Shelter Island. I don't know if it's gonna either be called Shelter Island Music or Shelter Island Tape. Like I don't know, something like that. But that's the first single off of it, and like that's the vibe I was going for. Is like some shit that I would play at a bonfire at Shelter Island. So
Hell yeah,
that's
what's
the
up.
inspiration behind it.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. It's definitely got the summer vibes, man. That means it's got to be coming out soon, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm shooting for August, and I might I'm thinking of doing like a listening party or like a release party at Shelter Island, doing like a big bonfire. I don't know. I want to do something like that. I think that would be
That
dope.
would be a vibe.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, let us know, bro. We'll be there.
hella, I'll let you guys know for sure. Release
We'll
date
definitely
coming
pull
soon.
up.
Dope. Love it.
So what would you say as an artist, skills outside of like skills that slept on skills that make a huge difference with your
Um,
craft and stuff?
I think, like, music wise, I definitely think like incorporating melodies into rapping. There's like that goes such a long way. It makes the song way more catchy, makes someone that want to come back and listen. But I feel like I'm always like every time I make a new song, I'm trying something different, or like I'm learning something new. I feel like every time that I make music. So that's and like something that I just realized recently as I was making this album is I was like, the hook of the song is like the catchy part typically, but like in your verses you want something that is like that people are gonna like, oh, rewind to that part. That part's dope. I love when he does that little melody in the hook or like in the verse, So that's something I feel like I'm trying to continue to do. But then just like as a artist as a whole, I feel like, you know, you gotta get out and perform a lot, you know, which is like something that I've never actually even performed my own music. So like I'm trying to put like a show together so I can perform for the first time. Like I performed like in the group with Michael, but never on my own. So that I think is huge. And then being able to do shit like this, I mean, podcasts and like talk about yourself, I feel like that's something that you got to get comfortable doing. And, you know, it's always a process. So
Definitely.
yeah,
It takes a lot of work just showing up and representing yourself as an artist too.
For sure,
Being able
yeah.
to work with other stakeholders too. So I see that.
yeah, definitely.
So you haven't performed yet? Like haven't
I
haven't
haven't
yet?
actually. I mean, like
Ooh.
I performed with Michael,
Yeah.
and we would do shows all the time, but like never by myself. So
Ooh.
I've like gotten really close to like throwing shows or like
Mhm.
lock down a venue, and then like shit will fall through. But I definitely for this album, I'm definitely gonna be. This will be like the first one that I come out. And I'm like, I need to perform these songs. So
Word. You have any places in mind? I know you said Shelter Island.
yeah,
Have you looked into like venues? You know, we got Observatory, North Park, right?
1835 Studios.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, facts. Have you looked into like being an opener or anything like that, or it's just kind of been like a choice of you waiting to do it until you're like?
No, I have. I've like sent emails to like Observatory and like asked about performing, but like it's just I never have heard back from shit like that. And then like I just don't know what venues to hit up. Like I feel like I need to be putting more effort in on that end, and like that's I think an area that I've been lacking. But yeah, like a lot of venues you gotta like pay to perform, and like you know I want to make sure that the time is right, and like I got the music that I know is gonna hit when like in a live setting, you know. But that first show I think is gonna be crazy because I have so much music to go through and play. So yeah, definitely in the next couple months, I'll be performing.
Word.
Yes, sir, looking forward to that.
Hell yeah.
Definitely want to pull up and show some love and support.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. The reason I bring up opening, bro, is because I know I had a friend open up for Lil B, right? Like,
Really?
yeah.
No way.
And I don't really know the logistics. I could probably chop it up with him a little bit to kind of figure that out. But I know he had to sell like tickets. He basically had to prove that he could sell tickets like to his fan base or to his friends and stuff like that to be able to hold that opener spot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always something you could look into. I'm not really sure how that goes. We just had AG Club came out to North Park Observatory there.
Oh yeah.
Group from the Bay Area, right? They
Yep.
opened up for Pusha T. I don't
Oh,
know how they
shit.
pulled that off.
That's
but-
crazy. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely need to look into it. I have performed by myself, like maybe once or twice. I like when I first started making music, I had like 2 songs, and I did that like I saw like an Instagram ad that was for like a rap contest, and I was just like super eager to get in front of people and like start doing it. So I did one of those rap contest things, and you got to pay like $300 to do it. You got to sell like 20 tickets.
Yeah.
So I've done stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely just need to find some resources and just dive in and do it.
Word. Well, any way we can be supportive, bro, let us know.
For
We got
sure.
you.
Yeah, I'll definitely tap in.
Hell yeah. I know earlier you mentioned too being like comfortable recording yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of TikTok. I think I found you on there, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did like a whole series. It was what was it? Posting your music every day, right?
Until someone takes me on tour or something like that.
Yeah.
That shit did not pan out, but it's all right. You know,
All good, bro. It's interesting. Like it's a creative way to market yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty dope.
it's tough, dude. That shit, like, I know I think a lot of artists share this opinion, like, making TikToks and shit. Like, it's not the most fun thing to do. Like, I don't really like doing that. Like, sometimes it's fun, and sometimes I'll have like, oh, this is a cool video idea, I'm gonna try this. But a lot of times it's like it just becomes a chore. But like in today's market, like you have to be on TikTok. You have to be promoting yourself. Like I feel like even like all the big labels are like, if you're not on TikTok, you know, what are you doing? So it's just something you have to do, you know. But it's definitely draining. It's not like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, word. I feel that. I mean, I haven't even shot one myself, but I've seen people. I go into people's houses. They got the whole setup. They got a microphone. They
Yeah.
got the light in front of their face and everything, bro.
I bought like the little face light and everything. Like I have that all in my like little studio room. So yeah.
Nice.
Isn't there like a reality TV show right now going on with like there's like TikTokers living in a house and they're all like
Oh, I think I heard
their
of
main
this.
objective is just to make as much content as they can.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it on Netflix?
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Hey, you gonna have to put us on, bro. I haven't heard that.
I was like, yo, they're really making the most out of this shit.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, like,
Oh.
and there's like marketing agencies that are like they solely manage like TikTokers, and they're like people will come to these agencies and be like, hey, I have this song, have your your talent make videos for it, and it's like people literally do that for jobs all day. They're just making content. It's crazy.
They have positions called influencer marketing now. Like,
Really,
it's wild, bro.
yeah. The game is like definitely changing like right in front of us. It's crazy. It's moving so fast too. So
It's kind of hard to keep up with all of that stuff though,
it is.
especially with how fast it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I think that the TikTok stuff is great. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if I would ever like find it like an artist on TikTok. And
Yeah,
like to me it's just I don't know. It's kind of corny. Like that whole shit is just kind of corny to me. Like I feel like it's helpful if you get someone else to make a video with it, or like if you get like a group of people that are like making videos with your music. But like as an artist, like I feel like that could turn some listeners off. They'll see a video of you like rapping your shit and acting corny, and they're like, I don't want to listen to this guy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very thin line, and
I'm
like
glad someone said it. Thank
yeah,
you.
you know, it's like very. It's a very like there's a gray area there that I feel like, you know,
I
feel like
get
you
you
have
too.
to do it.
Yeah.
You're like I have to be out here being corny and like being in front of like in filming selfie videos and shit.
Yeah.
But then half years like, well, I feel like this like jeopardizes the integrity of my music too, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird. But I don't know. Maybe it ain't that serious. That like
Yeah.
I'll still do it. I'll still end up doing it, you know?
See, it would be different if we had the app called Vine still. Shout out to Vine.
Yeah, right. Bring Vine
Actually,
back.
rest in peace, Vine.
Yeah.
I miss those
RIP.
eras.
Mad shade at TikTok right now.
TikTok seasons and Vine.
Bro, you know what I heard? I just heard yesterday that Google is like they're hurting right now because people will literally go to TikTok and like search shit on there instead of Google. Like, and I do this too. Like, if I'm like, okay, recipe or like if I want to like cook something, like I'm on TikTok, I'm not looking on Google for it. You know, like
Facts.
yeah. So TikTok is dude, that shit is taking over. Like,
Hey, yo, Google, what's up?
Yeah.
Step your game up. What you doing?
Come on, Google.
Google, where you at?
yeah.
Yo, I had just seen this article, yo, saying that the SEC commissioner is telling people to stop using TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, like
Like
he's warning
players?
it's a privacy like issue. He's like, yo, we didn't make this app. Like people are spying on y'all. Y'all don't even know. Like it's crazy, bro.
Yikes. Yeah, it's a weird time for sure.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
I'm still trying to learn those TikTok dances though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, some of them are catchy. I found a lot of good music on TikTok. You know?
Yeah.
Like there
all the way.
it definitely will put you on, you know. You'll find some good songs on there.
Speaking of music, when you listen to other artists, how are you finding those artists? I mean, obviously you just said TikTok, but like you go
Yeah.
YouTube, SoundCloud, because you got a pretty extensive network of people you work with in San Diego, bro. Like,
Yeah. I think just like people I'll find like people featured on songs, or like I'll just like when I was working, I work from home now, but when I was like in an office working, like I hated my job and I was just literally just sitting on Spotify, and I would go to like related artists or like fans also like, and like just like explore and like find new artists and like look at their analytics and be like they get this many listeners and like this is how much music they're dropping and how consistently. Like I would just be on Spotify like studying that shit. So yeah, I think that's how I would like find different artists or people that I wanted to work with. But within San Diego, like that's just from networking with people like Aphrodisiac, who it's a really good friend of mine. Like he just hit me up on Instagram. This was like right when the pandemic had started. And he was just like in my DMs being like, oh, I fuck with your music. He's like, come through the studio. So I went to his studio and like tapped in with him. And like he's got artists that he works with like Melosi and like Godbody Mondi, another producer that they're all really good friends. And so they would always be there and they would introduce me to people like Kinky and people like Sethi. Yeah. So they're really tapped in, and I think I just like tapped in with them and like leveraged that network through Afro. And yeah, for the most part, it just happens like in the DM. Someone will DM me, be like, "Hey, I fuck with your music. Like, can I produce a song for you or something like that?" So
yeah, that speaks
Heck
to the
yeah.
quality of the music, right?
yeah,
Like,
thank you, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you also, speaking of that, real quick before we change the subject, Can you tell us a little bit more of Tales from Tulum?
Yeah, for sure. That one of my really good friends, MK, she was having like her for her birthday, she wanted to go to Tulum.
Yeah.
And so I was like super excited. We were all super excited for this trip. That was like, I think my first time besides like TJ going out of the country. So I was like, I was like so excited for it. I was like, I want to make an album for this trip. So like I made that Tulum album all, you know, with like that trip in mind.
That's lit. So did you really get there exactly at 8 in the morning?
No, it was earlier. We did a red eye. I think we flew out at like 10 or 11 p.m. And I do think we got to Cancun around like 7 or 8 in the morning. So that line was pretty accurate. But
That's
like
cool.
in terms of collabing with Kinky and Sethi, I think that Afro sent me that beat, and this was like the Tulum project was already done.
That shit's tough, bro. That beat.
Yeah, I was playing him some of the album, and he played me that beat. He was like, "Oh, this should go on your Tulum project." So I was like, "Oh, this is sick. Send it to me." So I went back and I was like, "Oh, we should get Melosi to sing the hook, and then let's have Sethi and Kinky like trade verses." He's like, "I'll see what I can do." And like I had only met Kinky twice maybe, and I think I had met Sethi like the week before that, and he was like, "I'll see what I can do." And then like 2 days later, he sent me back the track with all of their shit on it. I was like, no fucking way. So that's
like that.
That's a major shout out to Afro. Afro, people just fuck with Afro. He's such a nice guy.
Afro, you a fool.
Yep. Fuck with
on
Afro.
the list, yo. He on the list too. Afro,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
bro, let me know.
Up and coming.
No, dude, I'll definitely make that introduction because he'd 100% be down to do this.
Yeah, we
Is it
gotta
cool?
get him.
You
bro.
gotta
He's
get
top
Melosi
in.
in here too. You gotta get
Yes,
you gotta
sir.
get him, Mondi and Melosi.
We're trying to get one with Kinky too.
Oh yeah, he'll set that up. If you ask Afro, he'll set that up for sure.
Word. Say less, bro. We gotta set
Wow.
it all up. We gotta get everybody in San Diego involved,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Tapping with Afro for sure. I think he's in town for a couple weeks, so this would be the time to reach out to him for sure.
Perfect.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, I know we following each other, Afro. So when we see this, or when you see this video and we hit you, actually, video might not be out by the time we hit you. I might hit you today when we leave the studio. But just be ready, bro. We're ready for you.
Yes, sir. Is it cool if we play that song Tulum right now?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just committing Afro to interviews and shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 8 in the morning. I just landed in Tulum. I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna look at some news. Soon as the sun goes down, that's what I'll be getting into. Think I'm on a roll right now. Every day she's a monumental.
He might be my favorite rapper in San Diego.
Yeah, we landed in Tulum. In the morning, it's like 8:30. I'm taking them shots. Just made it faded, started hella early. Bitch, I'm in the jungle. Smoking dope with them little birdies. I'm scared of the fight, so I had to pop a little perky. Hey, and we ain't sipping on that cognac. We in Mexico, passing bottles of that Don back. I know a couple clubs. They gon' pull it with that bomb pack. Drunk as fuck, what's the move? Let's get on that.
Pat touchdown. I just got a lot of volume. It's no wider than these sands out in Tulum. And I ain't left the city in a minute, but it's time zone. I'm busy popping Percocets, puffing balloons. Yeah, back me, I'm tripping, but I'm handling my business. It's time to hit the beach side with some bitches. I just spilled coffee on the sand, it got me tripping. But fuck it all, I got these two bitches with me skinny dipping,
Like
baby.
8 in the morning. I just landed in Tulum. I'm gonna be here for a while. I help her lick in some juice. Soon as the sun goes down, that's what I'll be getting into. Think I'm on a roll right now. Every day she's a monumental.
That's right. It's like 8 in the morning. I just landed in Cancun. Tequila shots at the airport. Took a shuttle to Tulum. Say, what's the move for the night? What you want, bitch? What we doing? Afro texted me and I responded. Afro, you a fool. I'm about a big bag. Baby, you can find me at the baggage.
Classic.
That shit goes hard.
It does,
That
bro.
was a fun one. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, "Oh fuck, we're on, bro."
Yes, sir. The intro part. Oh my
I
god,
know Melosi's hook. As soon as you hear that shit come in, you're like, "Oh man, that shit
dude.
was fire."
Whoever's gonna make that music video, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Actually,
We
gonna
gotta
be
make something
tough.
happen.
Yeah, it's still in the
Yeah.
work.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Speaking of other artists, man, you have any inspirations that you kind of like look? I mean, obviously everyone does, but who do you look up to when it comes to the music game?
I think like artists that I remember listening to that, like I was like, oh, I want this. They make me want to start rapping. Was like when acid rap came out. I remember that was like a huge inspiration. I remember downloading like all of Chance's songs, like all of his like every feature that he was on. I got every single song. I was like really heavy into Chance around that time.
And we graduated at the same time, so that means I was what, like senior year of high school, right?
Yeah, well, I remember I didn't hear about it until I was a freshman in college. That's when I
Okay,
first
okay.
got put on to acid rap. But that was like the soundtrack for that whole year, I feel like. And then around that same time, like after Chance, I remember getting really into Joey Badass. Like I was a crazy fanboy of Jody. Like I remember I went to like I got like a meet and greet package, or my girlfriend at the time had got me a meet and greet package to like go and meet Joey. And
Smokers
like
Club tour.
no, oh, I think it was actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absol and like Flatbush or
Oh,
something
shit.
like that.
Well, no. So the one that I went to, it's supposed to be him and Pro Era. It was
Okay,
supposed to
okay.
be like Nick Caution was gonna be there, and I think like CJ Fly was on the ticket too.
Yeah.
But then at the LA show, they didn't come. Like it was just Joey,
What?
and like we paid for this whole like meet and greet, and like we were supposed to meet Nick Caution and like the whole Pro Era team, and it was just Joey Badass, which like I was still fine with, but like that I remember I was a fanboy for Joey Badass for a while. So like that definitely was a huge inspiration. Mac Miller for sure. Like in
Facts,
high school
facts.
and Wiz
Rest in peace.
Khalifa. That was like all I listened to in high school was Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa. But yeah, those are some of the big ones. And then like on the more like poppy side, I really liked Super Duper Kyle. I felt like when I heard his music, I was like, oh, he's rapping about shit that I feel like I would rap about. You know, like that was probably I think the biggest turning point when I was like, you know, because I was listening to Joey Badass's music, but I was like, I'm not gonna rap like this, or like, you know, like we're two completely different people. But then I heard Super Duper Kyle, who's like from Ventura, from California, and he was like rapping about like, I don't know, just like it was super poppy, and I was like, oh, I could definitely make some shit like this. So that was a huge turning point, and that's when I think I first started like going and recording in Hollywood. So that's like definitely what set it off, I think.
Word. That's crazy, bro. I'm thinking like the 2013 Double XL, right? Like that cover had a lot of crazy artists on it. So Joey was definitely on that one. I think Travis Scott was on that one.
Oh yeah,
We had Absol on it. I think Schoolboy Q was on it too, bro.
I think
It
he was.
Yeah, that was a wild year, man.
I think was that Action Bronson's year too?
Action Bronson was on it that year too. I know we had Dizzy Wright that was on there. Logic was on there.
Yeah,
Like, that
it's
was
crazy, and it's crazy to see like when you look back at those years and like look at the longevity and like that, like those they all stuck around. Like they are all
Mhm.
still like big names in hip hop, and so yeah, like Double XL I feel used to mean a lot more back then. Like
Bro, I don't even know who's on it right now.
I-
Like I
I-
saw that list drop and I was like, yo,
yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Who
It
are
was
these people?
a lot of them were people who had big TikTok songs. Funny enough,
mhm.
like I was like going through the catalog of like their music, and I was like, oh, I've heard this on TikTok. I would go to the next artist. I was like, oh, I know this song from TikTok. So it just goes to show how much shit has changed, you know. So for better or for worse, that's how I feel like it's gonna be, you know.
Facts.
That's facts.
And when you see somebody that can't cipher, I'm like, huh,
Yeah.
kinda suspicious. I don't know, man.
I think the last solid group of Double XL was probably, was it 2016 when it was like 21 Savage and Kodak Black. Like that was like the
Yeah.
hardest fucking cipher, bro. I remember hearing that.
Uzi was on there and Denzel Curry
I
and
think like Anderson .Paak was on that list
yeah,
too. It was such
bro,
like
it was wild.
a different list. It was crazy.
That was a good year, bro. See, everything always comes back to 2016, bro. Like I don't know why, I don't know how.
Everyone talks about 2016.
They said that was like the last of the good era.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
2016.
I think shit will like organically figure itself out, and
Yeah.
you know it always does. So, not to say that we're in a bad era right now. Like I mean, obviously, I just think it's TikTok changed a lot of things, you know, and I feel like that's people are figuring out how to navigate that whole world right now. So it'll sort itself out, I think.
Yeah,
No
I agree
no
with you.
shade to any of the artists on you know,
on TikTok.
doing their thing.
Hey man, we gonna get you on Double XL when it's back at the peak.
Yeah. You got to bring it back.
Yeah, for facts. And then just for another question that we had in mind, I mean, I know you make music alone. You said you started off kind of in a group. Are you part of a label or anything like that? Do you have a collective that you kind of run with, or you just kind of doing solo stuff right now?
I would say I'm pretty much like just doing my own thing.
Completely indie.
Yeah, I've like worked with a couple like managers on and off, but never been with a label or anything like that. Never like officially signed with any management group. So fully trying to do everything myself and figure it out. You know, and see where it takes me. I mean, like I feel like with Afro and that whole crew, that was like the closest thing that that I have to like a collective of people that I work with regularly. But yeah, other than that, pretty much just doing my thing, and I like it that way. You know, I like to be able to not feel like I have to make music for somebody else, which like I know when I would work with management groups, like I would send them some music that I was working on, and like even like while I was making that music, I feel like I couldn't get in my like in the zone because like I always had in the back of my head like, oh, I got to show this to them, like as opposed to like I'm making this song and like as I'm making it, I'm like, oh, I fuck with this, I love this a lot. Like I didn't have to I didn't have to like report to anybody, and like I don't want to have to do that, you know. So I don't know. I just think it just adds a bunch of pressure, which, you know, if you need that to take you to the next level, which like maybe that's what I need, I'll have to adjust. But for the time being, I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, the indie wave is definitely growing, right? Like you said, Chance the Rapper was an inspiration.
Yep.
He's taking that whole indie thing to the next level, bro. Like I remember when he first came out, wasn't he had a line on Coloring Book, right? Where he said you gotta sell it to get a Grammy.
Yeah.
Bro, did he win or did he get nominated
He
without
won.
selling it, right?
He
He won?
got like 3 Grammys, maybe 4, I think. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's definitely doable. I think there was somebody else right now. I think Brent Fires is battling with Bad Bunny to get the #1 album, and he's not currently signed to a
Is he
label.
really? Is he? I haven't even heard this album yet. I need to check it
Bro,
out.
Wasteland, get that, bro.
I
Yo,
fuck
it
with
just
Brent Fires
dropped
though.
recently.
I actually heard for the first time. Like I remember hearing about Brent Fires in like 2017 or 2018, and like he was like pretty. He was a nobody back then, and like one of the guys that I think I was like, he didn't even go to our school, but he was friends with like the guy that lived down the hall from me, and he was always there. He showed me Brent Fires, and I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Bro.
And then he just took off. But yeah, he's definitely getting everything he deserves.
Dude, I saw Brent Fires in 2017 for $15 at UCSD, bro. Like 20
No
people in the
way.
crowd. He didn't even have hair back then. He had the fade still.
Damn.
Like that's when I knew I was like, this dude gonna be big, bro. He's getting his ups right now for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I think, and I totally forgot to mention when it comes to inspiration, in terms of like the volume of music and like the amount that I put out and like doing this in an independent way, I think I look to like people like Larry June. I think Larry June is like, he's probably one of my most played artists on Spotify. I just fuck with all of his music and like the way that he just drops consistently tape after tape, and like he doesn't really follow like a traditional like put out a single and like let it breathe for a little bit. He'll be like, you know, new project dropping next week, and you're just like, oh fuck. So
Facts.
I respect that, and I think that's as a fan, that's the type of artist that I want to follow, and so like that's who I want to be as an artist, because I want to give people music consistently, and like as soon as you stop dropping shit, people forget about you. There's too much. It's too saturated to not be doing that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Let me ask you this then. Are you kind of against the Top Dog way of releasing music, Top Dog TDE? 'Cause I know Kendrick, he went 5 years.
Yeah.
Isaiah went 5 years. I mean, that's a long ass time, like when you think about it, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if you have the resources of like a TDE, or like if you have the resources like if you're a Kendrick Lamar or like a Schoolboy,
Yo,
you know, you can do that where you can let shit breathe for a while. You know, I'm sure yeah, I don't know. I think that definitely builds the anticipation. But if you're an artist, I feel like at my stage in your career where like, you know, you're trying to build and like figure out what works for you, like Kendrick and Schoolboy, they know what their audience is gonna like.
yo,
For me, it's like I feel like I'm continually building my audience and figuring out what people want to hear from me. So if I'm not putting shit out every, you know, at least once a month, then I'm not gonna be able to fill that out and really get a pulse on what works and what doesn't. Just an example, like when I dropped, I have a project called A Guide to Leisurely Winning, and it's like 15 songs, and like one of the intro songs is called Chopsticks. And like to me, I love the song, but I didn't think it was like a hit. Like I didn't feel the same way about it as I did with like a song like Wipeout, like my most recent song, where instantly I was like, this is gonna be huge. Like for me, it was like, oh, I just like this song and like I think it sounds cool, but I didn't really have any expectations for it. And then I put that album out, and that song Chopsticks got on like 2 different Spotify playlists, and like it was on like some of the Varsity Bar Spotify playlist for like damn near 8 months. It just like hung on there, and that shit fucking blew up on Spotify. So that just goes to show you need to be testing and putting shit out, because you don't know what of your own music is going to really work or resonate with like with your audience. So
Hell yeah. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit, right?
100%.
Hell yeah.
Take the risk.
Would you mind describing or taking us down to your like your creative process when it comes down to making music, lyrics? Like, are you the type to like sit down by yourself and like figure it all out, or do you like having your homies around? Like,
I definitely don't like recording around other people.
people?
Yeah, like I like to be by myself, like, and that's why I think I taught myself to record and like mix my own music, was because like when I sit down to make a song, I don't really have any expectation. I don't like write a song to a beat and then sit down and then record it. Like I'm going bar for bar. Like I'll record one bar, sit and think for like 30 seconds, write the next bar, and take it that way. But I feel like that's tough to do like around like a lot of people. Like I get distracted easily, so I can't be with a lot of people. Like I've tried recording at Afro's studio in the past, and like I just can't do it. Like there'll be people around and it's like silent in the room except for your vocals, and you're like trying to spit, and it's just like, I can't do this. I get in my head too easily. Which that's probably another thing that I feel like I need to get comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Because that's like, people are gonna expect you to do that when you get in with like producers that you don't know, or when you work with other artists. Like that shit is gonna happen. So
Yeah, because I've been seeing like those behind the scene videos where like artists and rappers are like having their studio session. It's like all their homies are there rolling up, either doing stuff while they're there. It's like it looks like a vibe, but at the same time, I know like there's different like styles artists have.
I love being in the studio watching other people make music and like being a part of it, But I know Schoolboy Q is actually the same way. I've read an article about that, about how like his creative process. Him and his engineer just go in the studio and like nobody else is allowed in. Like I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's not Schoolboy Q, but I think I remember reading an article about how he just locks in with his engineer, and they'll, for hours they'll just sit and record, and like he doesn't like anybody else around. So I think that some artists thrive in that environment with a lot of people and like having a really hyped up vibe in the studio, but just not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facts. I think there was y'all watch David all?
I watched the first season. I thought it was fire.
Yeah, it's a great show, bro. I think the most recent season, spoiler alert, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna watch this later, but
No, you're
there
good.
was an episode where Dave got a feature from YG, right?
Uh-huh.
And they went into the studio together, and obviously Dave being Dave, he's a little quirky, right?
Yeah.
He walks in the studio, and they're like, bro, it smells like tuna in here. Like, it just all of a sudden, bro, he just gets
I
like
think that was in season 1.
Oh, okay, then yeah,
I
maybe
think
it
that's
was.
season 1, yeah.
Word. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I was just thinking, like, when you're explaining your creative process, I'm like, yo, I couldn't even imagine walking in and it's like 30 people in there just
bro.
smoking. They had dogs in there. They asking people to bring them food. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't be able to do it if it was like hella people in the studio. I would probably walk in and be like, okay, give me the beat. I'll take this back home and I'll send you something in a couple hours.
Yeah.
That's just how I like to. That's just my process.
That's what's up, though. I respect that.
Yeah, thank you, man. I used to like sit down and like try to write full songs. Like I would pick a beat from YouTube and like sit and write and like take it in the car. I would go park somewhere and like fucking play the beat on, just loop it and like write verses, and then I'd come back and record it and I'd be like, this shit is corny. Like I feel like I just like my music better when it's like really just you're in the moment and like just taking it bar for bar and whatever inspires me in that second. Like so I don't write anything beforehand. I'll just sit down and do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy. I mean, artistry, bro. Like, it's really there.
Yeah, whatever works, whatever works for you, run with it. So.
Facts. I know we are running up on time here, man.
Sure.
But kind of on that vein, do you have any upcoming projects or songs that you kind of want to, plug here? You got anything you want us to hear?
For sure. Yeah, I got a project coming out hopefully in the next 2 months called Shelter Island Tape or Shelter Island Nights. I don't know yet. Want something like that. But it's just gonna be like really summer summer feel music, a lot of melodies. I'm really, like trying to stretch myself and sing a little more on these songs. So you'll hear me kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I'm really excited for that project. I think it's going to be my best one to date in terms of like how like the sonically, like the mixing. I feel like I really like mixed a lot better than I usually do, and like I tightened up all the loose ends, so I'm excited for that one for sure. But yeah, my next single coming out is called Boosted for it, and it's probably gonna drop in like 2 weeks. But I got Trippy the Kid on there, who's like also one of my favorite artists. So really excited about that. And then after that, I got a couple projects that I'm like working on the side with like I got a project with 9-5, who's a producer based in San Diego. He's done a lot of stuff with like Rossi Rock and them. So we're doing a full tape together. So yeah, a lot coming down.
A lot of moves waiting to be happening.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
definitely. Always working. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
I know you sent us a little sneak preview of a couple songs. You mind if we play one of those?
Yeah, 100%. You can play whatever you like.
All right, bet. Let's go ahead and open this one up.
Say 9-5.
Yeah.
Oh, my sunglasses.
Oh yeah. No, that's their glasses brand too. Yeah.
All right, bet. We I got.
Well, why don't we play that one? Let's play the one from the 9-5 project. I got a project coming up with 9-5. We just did we just finished mixing and got the master for like the first single that we're gonna drop. So this is like a early exclusive. This probably won't come out for like a couple months, but we got Sir Michael Rocks on the third verse. I was really excited about that, but the production goes crazy. The whole song is nuts. So let's run that Freckles joint.
Let's do it.
Got you. I'm about to put that on right now.
Oh yeah.
I think I got my swagger back. Yeah, master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new friend. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new friend. I said master gas, bitch, fuck up the pedal. 9-5 took me to another level. 9-5 got me shining like a bezel. Bass slapping so hard, ring your bell like a kettle. Yeah, 9-5 go and get your beats off. A versatile motherfucker rap to a beatbox. Yeah, I run it up, but I eat your knees off. Cause when you down, I'm up like a fucking seesaw. I've been about a bag since the kid was a snotty nose. I'm shitting on these rappers, I ain't named for the potty though. And it's a long shot, but I'm betting that Scotty knows. You playing with my motherfucking money, it's adios. Getting nauseous, spin around your block in a 6-speed. You put me around a couple vegans, bitch, I still get cheese. A couple more rocks, that's what my wrist need. And if you ain't talking about some money, then bitch, please. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new friend. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Pedal to the metal. Bitch, I want it all, don't think I'ma ever settle. They started reaching out once I got a little cheddar. Foot up on their neck, I'ma apply the pressure. I think that I'm better than this dude and that dude too. Started feeling on myself once the cash came through. Recognize my potential, then the beast break loose. I kick in they fucking dough, then I eat they food. I'm really hungry, bet that you can hear it in my voice. My bass go bang and your bass go doink. I'm flexing all the time in they face, that's the point. Yeah, I'm feeling holy, let me anoint. Yeah, all these fuckers really popping they shit till I pullin' up at they spot. Drop my ride and they bitch, only conversating with money. We ain't talking for kicks. These jibber jabber motherfuckers always flopping they lips. I'm a master gas, yeah, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new friend. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Master gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new.
One way up and it's one way down. I got a one-way ticket and I'm going out of town with a thing and a sidekick. My main shorty way better with the stock tips. That's why I snatched her. She hate fucking rappers, but love on me. Y'all living by a different code that I just don't keep. Sitting by a different table and you just won't eat. If don't eat, Sir Mike, better to do is to slice bread. Swear to God, put my heart to my right hand. The Jeep speed off, I never ever lead off a rap with a fucking false flag. I just flip and toss bags, boy, you a bug back. Secret handshake with the big staff. Wag you steak fajitas with the big peppers. Kiri standing at the door with the weed whackers. You already know what we have.
Mash the gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining, got some brand new freckles. Mash the gas, fuck up the pedal. Bitch, I been shining.
I want to do a music video for that where I get like 50 gingers and it's just like hella gingers in this music. I don't know how I would do it, but I think that would be hilarious. Just to
You
get a
gotta
bunch
put out
of
that casting call, bro.
I need to, bro. Put some on Craigslist or something. Might get some weirdos to show up, but it'll be dope.
I just want you to know I made the stank face like 20 times when I was listening to
Hell
that
yeah,
song,
there we
bro.
go.
That shit goes
Appreciate it.
dumb.
That beat is
That shit
crazy.
hard.
Shout out to 9-5. Shout out to Sir Michael. Yeah. Excited for that one.
Oh yeah, man. So am I. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek too.
Of course, bro. No worries.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I know we are last couple 5 minutes here.
So,
Anything else you want to plug for us before we let you go, bro?
I think that's about it. Yeah, definitely peep the new project dropping. I got to